A lot of people out there think that doe populations just get way out of whack. The truth is, buck to doe ratios can't really scientifically get any more out of whack than 1 buck for every 4 does. In extreme cases are 1 buck for every 5 does, and that's extremely rare, almost impossible, doesn't happen. What typically does happen, what's much more common, is 1 to 2. Whenever people think about buck to doe ratios though, they often take into account fawns, but they don't take into account buck fawns. They just see a doe out in the field and 2 fawns that's with her. It's a much different thing when you compare a buck to doe ratio versus an antlered to antlerless ratio. It's also important to make sure that when you discuss ratios, you're talking about pre-hunt ratios and not to confuse them with observed ratios, because you're gonna see way more does than bucks typically when you're afield. Does, even if you're not harvesting them, they will die off from predation, from old age, and from other outside factors. And this is the big thing to grasp. Every year, with healthy deer populations, new fawns are recruited into the herd. So you have the new crop of deer that's recruited into the herd each year. You have older members of that doe population dying off each year. So therefore, it is biologically impossible, if you do the math, if you pull out the old mathematics and look at it, it's biologically impossible to ever have a buck to doe ratio more skewed than 1 to 5. And if you decide to get out there and do some doe management, that's great. Do so. Go in there, do trail camera surveys, really observe the herd, get a really good feel for what that ratio is, then go in there and take the appropriate number of does.
She's down right there. She fell over less than 10 seconds after the shot. But what's so cool about this hunt is that I killed my first deer just a few miles down the road here. I was a little boy, killed my first deer with a Winchester ammunition, came back to this very county, and I tell you, it's like a coming home. I'm not kidding. You know, it's just a doe, but it's not just a doe to me. And you know what even makes this even cooler, that I just realized that deer was standing almost exactly where my wife killed her first deer 2 years ago. Yeah. You got him.
I got him.
You got him.
I got him. I got a deer.
You got him.
I got a deer.
You got him.
Is he dead? I got him.
You got a big deer. You got him. Same county I killed my first deer in. I just killed my deer out of the same stand that she killed hers a couple of years ago, and that is too cool. we're doing a little bit of late season doe hunting. Dang squirrels. They'll get you out racing every time. We're in here doing some late season doe hunting. It's December, middle of December, and we're on a property that has a lot of does, and we need to have some taken off. That's what we're trying to do here during the late season. We've got some doe tags left to fill. That's the objective.
Doe number 1. Now we're going for doe number 2. She's right up here, laying on the ground. Back. 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 Back.
I'm not 100% certain, but I think that was meat mission accomplished. And the old CVA, she died for me.